what's going on, guys? It's Get here. Welcome back to another video. In this one today, we're going to be doing the top 10 best snipers of all time. Now with snipers, they're very useful when they're semi-auto usually, and they're also just very useful in terms of just damaging bosses and whatnot. The snipers in Call of Duty Zombies games are either really good or really bad. Now for this list, we are going to be having specific criteria. One, its damage output. If the sniper deals a lot of damage, then it's definitely going to be higher up on the list because obviously if you're dealing more damage, you're killing more zombies. And two, instead of doing points, I'm just going to do ease of use. And ease of use with snipers I think is very, very important because if the sniper is really hard to aim down sights, takes a while to aim down sights, has a lot of recoil like a Barrett 50 cal or something like that, then it's not really practical to use. And that's kind of the problem that I see with snipers overall is practicality. Like, in what scenario are you going to be using a sniper over any other gun? So number two, we're going to have that practicality or ease of use and whatnot. And number three, this is going to be the semi-auto factor, the fire rate. Now with snipers, especially in zombies, you want to have something that shoots really quick, because if you get trapped in a corner with, say, like a DSR 50 or something like that, something that shoots really slow, you're probably not going to survive. So definitely the fire rate is very, very important. We're not going to be focusing on points because snipers usually kill in one shot, so points is going to kind of be out of the question. But yeah, with those three criteria out of the way with, let's just jump right into it. Now, coming in at our number 10 spot, this is going to be the Locus from either Black Ops 3 or Black Ops 4. It doesn't really matter. They both do kind of the same thing. Now, the Locus, it's very good because it's very, very high in damage. I'm pretty sure on Black Ops 3 on Nocturne Totem, it's also a wall buy, which is pretty cool. Makes it a lot more accessible. Only thing I don't really like about it is that it's very, very slow fire rate. Like, if you get trapped in a corner with this weapon, you're probably not going to get out alive. But it's overall just like a very standard good gun in general, and for snipers I would say it's definitely one of the best, so that's why it's going to be coming in at our number 10 spot. Now coming in at our number 9 spot, we have the Koshka from Black Ops 4. Now the Koshka works kind of similar to what the Locus does. Some advantages with it though is that it's a little bit more customizable because it's on Black Ops 4. You have the operator mod stuff and then all just the really cool attachments and all that. You can also put the iron sights on it. It shoots a little bit faster. I think the damage is a little bit less though. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm pretty sure whenever I do use it at least, damage isn't really there. But it still is a very high rated sniper. And like I said again, it is a wall weapon, so you do have that going for it as well. And overall, I would say the Koshka is definitely one of the better snipers in the game. And that goes for pretty much all the BO4 snipers. When I was making this list, I realized that a lot of the snipers in BO4 are actually like really good. So for that, I'm going to be putting the Koshka at number 9. Coming in at our number 8 spot, however, is going to be the LW3 Tundra from Black Ops Cold War. Now, the snipers in Cold War are held really far back because they don't have a lot of penetration. Even like looking at the damage though, it seems like they would and they should, but for some reason just Treyarch didn't want to put any bullet penetration with the snipers in Cold War, so they can only kill like 3 zombies at a time, which is, it kind of sucks. But the LW3 Tundra, it's a very, very high damaging weapon in general. I think it does the most damage, and like when you pair with Ring of Fire and insta kill, you can like delete megatons or any bosses that come your way, so it's very useful for killing mini bosses and whatnot. Practicality use though, again, it is very slow shooting. It is a wall buy on the machine, and then you also can just spawn in with it because it's Cold War. But yeah, I would say out of all the Cold War snipers, I'd probably say the Tundra is probably the best one, and I would place it above the Locus and the Koshka. So for that, I'm going to be placing the Tundra at number 8. Now, coming in at our number 7 spot, we have the Barrett 50 cal. This is going to be one of our first semi-auto snipers because I personally do find the semi-auto ones a lot better than the normal shooting ones. But the Barrett is definitely the worst out of all the semi-auto snipers. It has way too much recoil. There's like no ammo when you're using it as well. The damage is pretty standard, and it is very fast shooting, which does make it up for it a bit, but you also can only get out of the box, so the accessibility and just overall ease of use is just not there with this gun. But the damage, pretty solid, and the rate of fire is also really good. So for that, I would have to say it's definitely up there with some of the better snipers. Coming in at our number 6 spot, we got another classic sniper from Black Ops 2. This is going to be the DSR 50. Now the DSR 50, I would say it's probably the best, if not one of the best, in terms of like slow shooting snipers. You can put iron sights on it by pack punching it multiple times, which is very cool. You can also just use it normally as well when you just get out of the box for the first time. It's just an overall very fun sniper to use. Very, very good in damage. Like if you're playing Black Ops 2, you're probably going to be using the DSR 50 if there's like not a good wonder weapon to carry you into the higher rounds. And overall, I just really like the sniper a lot, especially when I was playing Town back in the day. Like, this is kind of my high round go-to gun, because all the other guns start crapping out like in the 30s, but the DSR 50 you could take into the 40s, maybe even late 50s, just because it does so much damage, and it's kind of the only way you can kill zombies on that high of a round. So for that, I'm going to be putting it at the number 6 spot. Now, coming into our top 5 best snipers, at number 5, we're going to have the Outlaw from Black Ops 4. Now, the Outlaw, it's overall just a really good sniper, I would say, especially on BO4 as well. The bullet guns on BO4 aren't really all that good, but the Outlaw kind of does make up for it in a bit. I think it's a wall weapon on some of the maps. I'm not entirely sure about that though, but it also does really, really high damage. The ammo's pretty decent as well, and if you're playing like a map like Dead of the Night or anything like that, ammo's not really too much of a concern. So for that, it is very, very good as well. You also have the operator mod stuff that you could put on it as well. I think it's like a 6-cylinder shot that makes you shoot a lot faster, or like in a burst mode and whatnot, and that just makes the sniper overall just really, really good. It's very high in damage. The fire rate is also very moderate as well. Not incredibly fast compared to other snipers, but not too slow either, where it's not completely not usable. But yeah, for that, I would say that the Outlaw is definitely the 5th best sniper and will be coming in at our number 5 spot. Alright, now coming into our number 4 spot. This one's a bit of an underrated one because it came out like way after Black Ops 4 started dying and whatnot, when everyone was like kind of just leaving the game because they didn't really like it or want to play it anymore. This is the Vendetta sniper from Black Ops 4. The Vendetta is probably the fastest shooting semi-auto sniper in the entire game. I'm not even saying that just in terms of zombies. I think in Call of Duty in general, I think this is one of the fastest shooting snipers. Shoots incredibly fast, which for zombies is very, very useful. So for that, it's definitely going to get placed up high. The damage is also very good as well. Unfortunately, not that high in terms of damage. You are going to need some multiple shots or headshots, especially if you're into the earlier rounds, but when you pack a punch it does get a lot better as well. The ammo does kind of run by a little bit quick, but when you pack a punch it, or if you're playing on Black Ops 4 like Dead in the Night, like I already said, not too much of a deal. So for that, I do think it does deserve the number 4 spot. Now, coming into our top 3 snipers of all time, these are kind of like the godsend snipers that I'm probably going to be running every single time I do play zombies and whatnot, and I just want to use a sniper. Coming in at our number 3 spot, this is going to be the SDM from Black Ops 4. Now, the SDM, very, very high damage, very competitive fire rate. Overall, just a very, very good sniper in general. You can also put the extended mag attachment on it when you eventually unlock that as well to help with the ammo situation, because it is only just a box weapon, which does kind of suck, but that's kind of the only drawback. Other than that though, it's definitely a very competitive sniper and is deserving of the number 3 spot. Coming in at our number 2 spot, however, I do think the DRAKEN does deserve this spot. Its fire rate is a little bit faster than the SDM. It also does a lot of damage, especially because it's a Black Ops 3 weapon. All the Black Ops 3 guns are doing very, very high damage in general. Only complaint that I have with the DRAKEN is that it's only a box weapon, and the ammo does kind of suck a little bit. But other than that though, very high damage, very high fire rate, very easy of use as well, because you don't have to deal with the scope once you fully level it up. You can just put the ELO scope on it, fixes that problem entirely. So for that, definitely deserving of our number 2 spot. I'm going to throw a quick honorable mention in here real quick before we get to our number 1 sniper of all time. This is going to be the Ballista from Black Ops 2, specifically the one on Origins. I think that's the only map that it's on. The Ballista, it's kind of standard really. It's very, very cheap to buy off the wall, so I can't really put it that high up because the damage isn't too great. It's not too bad either though. It's kind of just like a starting sniper that you can buy off if you're feeling that way. But overall though, I never really pick it up. I usually always go for the M14 instead. But it still is a very strong competitive weapon as well, especially when you pack a punch it. Just looks really good with that Origins camo, and it also just does very high damage. Overall though, I can't really place it much higher because it is just a cheap wall buy weapon. But if it was a top 11 list, I'd probably put the Ballista on there. So for that, it's going to be an honorable mention for this list. Now, coming in for our number 1 spot, I do believe that the SVU is the best sniper in all of zombies. The damage is very, very competitive, up there with the DRAKEN and the SDM. The ammo is really good as well, and not really a problem because it is a wall weapon on maps like Die Rise and Buried, which does, in my opinion, make it the best. Only complaint that I do have with the SVU is that you can't switch out the iron sights, which makes it a little bit AIDS to use sometimes as just like a sniper. but it does make up for it heavily in its damage. Its rate of fire is also just very competitive. Overall, just I would say one of the best guns of all time, and I would say definitely the best sniper of all time as well. So for that, that's going to wrap up our list with our number 1 spot. Anyways, guys, that's going to wrap up this video for today. If you did enjoy, definitely leave a like, subscribe, do all that. You already know what to do. Leave a comment down below if you want to see me do anything else as well. And yeah, I got nothing much else to say, so peace.